Okay, good morning everyone. Today we are doing this training to help students to prepare for their coming P5 SA2 examination. So I need to explain to you some definitions used in section B. Okay, in section B, which is the focus of today's training, these are the three common scientific words that the student need to understand: describe, explain, and state. So when you see the word describe, right, students are required to give relevant details about an object or an event or an experiment. Okay, if you see the word describe, right, you try to relate to your composition writing, like you're doing a narrative composition writing. So you just write down what you see, okay, what you observe. You are not required to explain the answer. Okay, so for example, like let's say in this beaker, right, if I have a flame, a fire below, boiling the water here, so you will see bubbles coming out, right? Correct? So you will just say, for example, say describe what would you see after 10 minutes of heating this beaker of water. So you can see there will be many bubbles rising up from the beaker. Okay, this is called describe. Okay, if I change the question slightly, explain your observation after 5 minutes. So you must say that the water gained heat from the fire, causing it to boil, bubbles will be seen rising. So there's a difference between describe and explain. So describe, you just mention what do you see, no reason required. Okay, for explanation question, like for example, explain your observation, right? So you must mention the water gained heat from the fire, causing the air bubbles to rise. So for explanation, usually is a 2-mark question. You need to give the reason. So today's session we will do a lot of questions on describe and explain. Okay, state is the easiest. State, sometimes one word can give you 1 mark, which will appear in some questions today, and also appear in the few days ago my P6 student took their this year PSLE. There are some questions they say state, so they just write down, like for example, like 26 degrees Celsius. So you know to write down the temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. You just state the temperature, or maybe state the stage of the animal. For example, larva stage. Okay, larva stage. So these are examples. Okay, so this one, the first 3 is commonly tested. The other 3 actually you can read up yourself what it means. So you need to understand this term well in order to score well for the exam. Okay, so now we do the first question here. Okay, take note, this question is actually a P4 topic questions called matter. Okay, so as I guide you through the training, I'm also reviewing the concepts. So in the topic of matter, you learn solid, liquid, and gas, right? Correct? Yeah. So now, Cheng Shun, can you read the question here? Cheng Shun.
The table below shows the melting point and boiling point of 3 substances Si and N.
Okay, then this part. Cheng Shun, continue.
Dr. Clement worked in the NUS laboratory with a room temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. He was able to store 1,500 ml of a substance into a container with a capacity of 800 ml. Which substance, Si or N, did he store? Explain your answer.
Okay, so when you read this question, right, I want you to learn the technique of annotating or underlining in your exam, because this technique is very important. When I go through the students' exam paper, I see that students make lesser mistake, right, if they underline the question. Okay, this is very true. I can show you one example here later. There are some students, they underline, you see they make less mistake. So I want you to develop this habit. So these are the things if you have a hard copy of your paper, can you underline this part? Okay, the room temperature of 24 degrees, and then this one, 1005 of a substance, and capacity of 800. Okay, so that's mean mentally you must know that Dr. Clement is able to squeeze 1,500 ml of a substance into a container with a smaller capacity, 800. So when you do that, right, out of these three matter, right, only this qualify. Okay, only gas qualify. Why? Because gas does not have any definite volume, right, and can be compressed. So I can see in the chat there, Xiao Tong has answered by participating. So you all can also participate by giving your comments in the chat, because I'm doing this teaching now recording. So only gas qualified. Okay, so how do you present your answer to him? Okay, then you must see because in order to be a gas, right, that substance must reach which point? Is it melting point or boiling point? Okay, Arian, to be a gas, which point must be reached? Is it melting or boiling? Okay, hold on. Let me pause for a while. Okay, so for here, in order to be a gas, right, you look at the boiling point, this part. So you can annotate this part also. You circle this thing. So which of these substance become a gas at this temperature? 24. Okay, very good. I can see your answer there. You all can type in the chat. So it's substance N. Okay. So you write okay, you can write substance N or N. Then is a, can you see the word explain here? So this one you must give reason. So you should say that at 24 degrees Celsius, right? Substance N will become a gas because its boiling point is 20 degrees Celsius. And okay, because one more thing, if you stop there, you only get 1 mark. You must also explain how he can squeeze this 1,500 into 800. So you must mention that gas does not have a definite volume. Therefore, 1,500 ml of N can be compressed into a container with 800 ml capacity. Okay, so can you write that? I will screen share the answer with you shortly. Okay, you try to write this first. Yeah, I will send to you the answer in the chat there. Okay, can I ask Adria? Adria, can I read out the answer I sent to the chat there?
Substance N at 24 degrees Celsius, N would exist as a gas because it boils at 20 degrees Celsius. As a gas, it does not have a definite volume. Hence, 1,500 milliliters of it can be compressed into the 800 milliliter container.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's the answer. What I do is I will put it here also for you all to refer here under this text sharing. Okay, maybe I put it here so that it wouldn't be affected by the lines. Okay, so substance N at 24 degrees Celsius, it would exist as a gas because it boils at this. Okay. As a gas, it does not have a definite volume. Hence, 1,005 ml of it can be compressed into the 800 ml container. Okay. So I've sent this to you. You all can take note of this. Okay, any question? Ariana, can you send me a WhatsApp so that any questions I can snap a picture and send to you? Thank you. Okay, let's proceed. Next question. A clear screen. Anna, can you help me read this part from here? Anna.
Clement had a wire mesh basket as shown below. Would he be able to store substances S and I into the wire mesh basket at the laboratory's room temperature? Explain your answer.
Okay, thank you. So now you look at this wire mesh. You all circle this thing. Because wire mesh means has holes, right? Okay, so in order to store something, the substance cannot flow through the hole, right? Or cannot vaporize, right? So that means this substance must exist as what? Solid at the room temperature, which is 24 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this substance must exist as a solid at 24 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we look at that. Let me draw again this part. You draw this one, and then it must be a solid at 24 degrees Celsius. Exists as a solid. So now look at the chart on top. So to be a solid, we look at which one? We look at the melting point. So this substance must melt above 24, right? So can you see there's only one substance that will melt above 24, which is this. Okay, substance I. Substance I melts at 450. Okay, the other two, they will have melted, or okay, the other two have melted. S will have melted, N also melted. So for this question, right, you will only be able to store I. Okay, so what's the reason? So I give you 30 seconds to think through how to write, and then I will share my answers to you all. Okay. So I sent the answer here. Lucian, can you read out the answer which I sent? Lucian. Or maybe Cheng Shun, you can help me read. I think he's not there. Cheng Shun.
We can only store substance I because at 24 degrees Celsius, substance I will be still a solid, but substance S will be a liquid since it melts at negative 8 degrees Celsius. S would flow through the holes of the basket.
Mm. Okay. Can, thank you. So I screenshot this. I try to send to you all to double check whether you all can receive this. Okay, meanwhile, I pause this one.